This is a cell. It may not seem like much, but they are the basic units of life. Trillions of these make up a human body, but how are these cells able to communicate with each other? Throughout our body, proteins called ligands exist, which are involved in helping cells communicate and signal with each other. One of these ligands is called epidermal growth factors, which are produced by fibroblasts. Cells have receptors that can bind to these ligands, but they must be highly specific. EGFR specifically binds to the EGFs to help transmit a signal to the cell. When the binding is a success, receptor dimerization is induced, which activates the intrinsic tyrosine kinase protein. Tyrosine residues from the cytoplasm of the cell attach onto the protein and phosphorylate. This process then further recruits more cytoplasmic proteins that amplify the signal throughout the cell. Ligands can also bind to PI3K receptors, which activate AKT, another protein kinase. The AKT can then bind to BAX molecules, which cause cell death, known as apoptosis. By inhibiting these molecules that program the cell to die, the AKT helps promote cell growth and boost their survival. As you can see, the primary function of EGFs in cell transduction is to help promote the growth of the cell. Sometimes this growth can be dangerous, which is why your body has tyrosine kinase inhibitors that can bind to the intracellular side of the EGFR to stop any cell growth. However, the whole process of signal transduction can be completely different when there are outside forces. Sarcoma, a type of cancer present in connective tissues such as bones and soft tissues. If not detected early, its presence is fatal. It's due to the fact that they are able to dysregulate the activation of kinases, meaning that EGFRs can be activated without an EGF even binding to its active site. When the pathway is dysregulated, the MAPK pathway is allowed to infinitely send genetic instructions to the nucleus of the cell to produce more EGFRs. The abnormal signaling can lead to the activation of oncogenes, which promote accelerated growth of the cell. The PI3K pathway is also allowed to infinitely produce ATKs to inhibit BAX molecules, preventing any cell death. Sarcoma can also inactivate the tyrosine kinase inhibitors, which is the cell's last line of defense. Think of it as sarcoma turning the tap of a sink on and then preventing anyone else from shutting it off. When the cells grow without control, it can quickly lead to a mass of abnormal cells called a tumor. Eventually, sarcoma will be able to inhibit important organs of the body, potentially spreading to the lungs as it travels to the vascular system. If the cancer cells spread to the heart, without proper treatment, the person will likely die.